All right, good morning. Is it still morning? 10:38 a.m. on the 15th of February 2025. And Dottie and I have our mission today, don't we, Dottie? I know you can barely see Dottie. She's not, Dottie, you're not being very cooperative, are you? You got the back to the camera, but you can see her. Our mission is laundry and mail. That's it. Maybe do I need to stop by the grocery store? You know what? I really don't. I don't need to stop by the grocery store. I might buy like a Mean Maggie sandwich or something that I can break in half and have half for lunch and half for dinner. Some kind of hamburger or sandwich or something I think we're gonna do today. What do you think? A piece of cake going through there, wasn't it? No, I think it's great. Watch out for the coyotes with him. There's a pair of them around here, and they're really bold. Morning and sundown, they're out and they're pretty bold. Okay. All right. I was just warning a guy that's going to camp near us about the coyotes in the area because he's got an older dog. Big dog, but old, and he wouldn't stand a chance against the coyotes. So people liked my video on the electrical problem I had with my macerator pump and capacity and matching up the amp draw for a 12-volt appliance to the power source. That was a real good learning experience for me, and it was, maybe a good learning experience for some of you. That's kind of the way it is, and I think kind of, in a way, some of the best videos are real-life problem-solving nomad videos on the, just how things come up and how we solve the problems. And you know what's more important than solving the problem is doing it with a sense of joy. Instead of going, damn it, why does this always happen to me? You go, hey, what am I going to learn this time? What new thing or new skill am I going to learn from this one? It was kind of funny yesterday. One of our campmates said, "Oh, my water pump quit." We're all sitting around. I looked over at my friend Barb, and you probably wouldn't guess from just a casual acquaintance with Barb, but I said, Barb can do it. She's like, what? Yeah, Barb, her water pump went out, and she bought one, and she figured out how to replace it, and she did it. She figured it out on her own. Now she knows exactly how to do it. And then Cheryl came up, and Cheryl's done it before too. So they have that experience, and once you have that experience one time, you can pass it along to somebody like the person that had the water pump break has never dealt with it. So now they have two people that she's camping with that know how to replace a water pump and can show her how to do it. Then she'll acquire the skill, and someday someone in camp with her will say, my water pump's broken and I don't know what to do. Now, if you like to boondock, or you like to be in rural and remote areas, my suggestion to you is buy a spare water pump. They're only about $60 or $70 on Amazon. And these little water pumps they make for RVs are meant for recreational use. They're not meant to be used day in and day out for years. So their life is about two years. So especially if you know your water pump is over 2 years old, get a backup, because here's the scenario we're going to avoid. Let's say your pump's 2 years old and you're out at some wonderful, beautiful, remote state park in New Mexico, and the closest town is, you know, a 2-hour drive away, and you need a new water pump. You're either going to have to drive that 4 or 5 hours for the round trip to get your pump and pay more than Amazon probably, or you can order for Amazon and wait a week or 10 days for it. Or you could have one in your storage compartment and just know that after 2 years you're on borrowed time, and you're gonna review how to do it. It's really just screwing it down and attaching 2 wires, and that's it. Just to make sure you know how to attach the 2 electrical wires, and make sure you know which is positive and which is negative. There's plenty of YouTube videos that show you how to do it. It's not hard. And even if you don't know how to do it, if you have a spare, you can probably find someone to help you put it in. It's a for any experienced RVer, it's a sort of basic a basic skill. Well, I bet you notice we're in town, aren't we? And it's Saturday at 11:15, and doesn't look like Saturdays in January, does it? So it should be not that crowded at the laundromat. It's an old classic Dodge van. Just went by. Here we go. So the first stop is, because Moon Mountain Mail closes at noon on Saturday, we're going to go get a package that has a new impeller for my water pump. Hopefully it's going to fit. That's a whole nother story. Trying to get that part, and hopefully it'll repair my water pump, which hasn't worked for a few weeks. And what else is in there? And I believe the other thing that's in there is my a new blade for my Norelco, or no, my Braun razor, which I waited too long. Is it on the old blade? There's like the blades, and there's a metal sheathing over the blades, and the metal sheathing broke apart, and so I haven't been able to use that. So my beards, I'm not as well trimmed around because I haven't had that blade, but I'll have this new blade. And they're not cheap. They're like $70, I think. Had to pay for a new blade. But only once a year. It says it's good for 2 years, but I tell you, not much more than a year on this tough beard. It should last longer since I have a beard, and I'm just shaving my head and kind of under the beard and around it. Maybe it'll last longer. I bet you this guy in front of us is going to Moon Mountain Mail. What do you think? Is he going to turn? The Moon Mountain Mail's right. He'll turn right if he's a Moon Mountain Mail guy. Nope. But you know what? There's some kind of event up here. It looks pretty crowded. I don't know what's going on. Some kind of event. So I won't be long. I'll be right back. All right. So here's the razor head that I was telling you about, and let me look up what it cost me. It cost me. Where is it? Order details. It cost me $62.31, including tax, and there was a coupon, so it was $69.94. Got $14 off, so it was $55 before tax. So, but it'll be a year or more. Here's the impellers for the water pump. I don't know whether those are going to fit or not. And here's another thing. I got to find this lady's comment. And this lady commented on one of my videos not long ago, asking about my food for Dottie. She said, don't you do supplements with what you give Dottie, because my vet says there's not enough nutrition just doing the hamburger meat and the vegetables. And I said no, and I said no, my vet says it's fine. And so I'm not doing anything. Then I started doing some research, and here's what I concluded was that it's not they sell supplements for homemade dog food. A lot of companies do. I said, you know what? It can only help. So I got this. You can see that. It is Canine Complete, and it's got calcium, potassium, vitamin E, ascorbic acid, omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. So it's, and for daily feeding directions for dogs 21 to 30 pounds, 1 tablespoon per day. So I think I'm just going to do this. This is here are the ingredients. Those are the vitamins, I guess, daily vitamins. Here are the ingredients: organic flaxseed, fish protein powder, calcium ascorbate, vitamin C, organic sunflower lectin, dried ascarilla, dried baculus, a bunch of other things I've never heard of. But there were a lot of reviews on it, and so if you know about this stuff and there's any warnings you have that you know for sure that I shouldn't be doing this, let me know. Or if you've tried this and you like it, I think I'm gonna just welcome any comment, positive or negative, on that. It's, the vet didn't say, don't do any supplements, whatever you're doing. She said, Dottie will be fine. You don't need to add anything. So, I don't know. Tell me what you think, if you have an opinion one way or the other. And I'll respect all your opinions, whether you think it's a great idea or you think it's a terrible idea. Especially if you have a negative opinion, and if you have any kind of source for the information, I'd really appreciate that. So we are headed to do laundry. We're going for it. And see how easily I made a left turn on Main Street? That means it's not busy. It's no longer peak season. We're passing Solar Bill on the left there, Solar Bill. a lot of these businesses are, I think, kind of breathing a little sigh of relief that that the big rush is over and they can relax a little bit. There's still, you know, February is moderately busy, but when February is over, we're into March, it's really going to slow down. And then by April, you know, April 15th, of course, the annual passes expire. I'm pretty curious to see when they're going to announce the new rates for next year. I can't recall whether I've talked about this or not, but in my doctor's appointment, my blood pressure was very high in the doctor's office. It was like, the first one was 153 over 110, and they were concerned. And of course, they've never seen me before. They don't know what kind of reliable reporter I may be. And I kept saying, this is not my usual blood pressure. I've been taking hydrochlorothiazide for a couple years, and it's well under control. I have good blood pressures every day. And I was a little nervous. I didn't get sleep the night before. I didn't eat anything. I had a cup of coffee and I was dehydrated. But still, he added a low dose of lisinopril and said, take that too. And so I started doing that. And the second day I did it was Thursday, and I really bottomed out my blood pressure and was feeling so weak and listless that I couldn't really drive. I had somebody drive me from Yuma home. Luckily I had someone with me that could do that. I didn't go down there by myself. And my blood pressure when I got home was like 90 over 60. So I didn't take, that was Thursday. Friday, I didn't take any blood pressure medications at all. And then today I resumed just the diuretic, the hydrochlorothiazide or whatever it's called. I want to find a place a little bit in the shade here. There's a beautiful little spot here. It's perfect. And I took my blood pressure before I took the diuretic today, and then I took I'll share what I got. So this morning, first thing, it was 124 over 85. So I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the regular diuretic, and I took a bunch of blood pressures, but I'll rip them off. I'll just say what they are. Starting at 6 in the morning, right at 6:01, just before I took it, it was 120 over 87 at 6:01. Then at 8:23, it was 106 over 75. 10 minutes later, 113 over 75. 20 minutes later, 119 over 76. And then at 9:30, 109 over 77. So I'm pretty happy with those. So I don't know, has anyone had experience playing around with these medications? Let me know. But luckily I bought a blood pressure monitor that transmits. Here, let me turn this around so you can see what I'm talking about. A blood pressure monitor that has Bluetooth connection. And it records all my blood pressures. So I can go into the office and I can actually show this to the doctor when I go back next week and say, hey, this is what I did on each one of these days, and these are the blood pressures. So I'll have a lot more credibility. And hopefully, I think he'll say, well, let's take one or the other medications and not do them both. So this is a neat way to do some health monitoring that's documented well, especially if you're in a new relationship with a healthcare provider and they don't know how great a reporter you are. So I'm going to go in and do the laundry, and I'll be back as soon as I finish with, I'll do a wash, and while it's washing, I'll take a shower, and then by that time I'll be able to move it to the dryer and we'll be good. See you in a few minutes. Let me tell you something, guys. When you are a nomad and you get the experience of your boondocking and you're not taking showers, and you get to take a shower, a real one, with hot water for 10 or 15 minutes, it is a amazing luxury. And I hope this sounds okay because I didn't turn on my microphone, so that's probably a little better. But boy, does that feel good. And I have, let's see, we have 9 minutes left on the washer, and we'll sit here and watch. I'll catch up on my YouTube videos with Dottie, and in 10 minutes we'll move everything to the dryer. That'll take about 35 minutes, and then we'll get that sandwich or whatever I decide to get and head home. And I'm going to take you with me. I'll see you in a few minutes. So I finished the laundry, and the hip pain is really taking its toll. I got out of breath just taking laundry out of the dryer and walking out to the car. It's I'm really glad I'm going to have this operation, and I can't wait until it happens. I tell you, these things, they're subtle. That the pain sort of steadily increases over a long period of time, and it's hard to notice how bad it is until you find yourself out of breath taking friggin' t-shirts and socks out of a clothes dryer. To be fair, it was a lot of t-shirts and socks. So I'm just sliding over here to buy just a couple of things at Roadrunner, and I'll be right back, and we'll try to find the elusive sandwich. That guy backing up, and this guy backing up in front of me didn't see me. I think he would have backed right into me if I didn't back up. All right, I will be right back. Well, I think I'm gonna go and see if Mean Maggie's gourmet grilled cheese place is open. I'm gonna go the back way up through Tyson Wells, maybe get one of those lovely sandwiches, bring it home, have half for lunch, half for dinner. It's 12:41. And I am done with all my errands. I went to the market. My laundry's all done. And it's a lazy Saturday in Quartzsite in the middle of February. So I don't know whether I mentioned, it's looking more and more like probably the end of March I'll have my surgeries, and what I'm gonna it's becoming more and more likely what I'm gonna do, because the doctor said, hey, recovering in your little trailer, you'll be just fine. He said the mobility you have now, you'll have at least, if not more than that, right after surgery. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll find a RV park or an RV resort, a nice one fairly near where the doctor's office is. I know I'll have at least one follow-up visit. Well, I'm sure he'll look at x-rays and check me out and everything to make sure everything's going okay. And I can take an Uber to do that if I'm not driving. So, and it solves two problems. One is the potential for a lot of heat during the day. And while I have a nice generator, I want to avoid having to go out there and start and stop the generator and just there's no guarantee how mobile I'm going to be. So also a bigger deal is I want to pack up all my stuff in camp, all the heavy stuff, and get it packed away, like all my, my 1,000 watts worth of solar panels and stuff, and all the furniture and stuff outside. I want to pack that away inside the truck before the surgery. So I'm basically ready to go, when after the surgery and after I recover and I can travel, I can just hook up the trailer and head to New Mexico. And here I am. This is the back way on Kuhn Street into Tyson Wells, where Mean Maggie's is. Maggie owns it, and I guess her brother used to call her Mean Maggie, her brother or sister. I've gotten it wrong more than once. So it's either her brother or sister used to call her Mean Maggie when they were little, so she called it Mean Maggie's. But she's not got a mean bone in her body. Rockin' Gem and Mineral Show off to the right here. It's pretty busy in there. If you like rocks and gems, it's the place to go. Check stuff out. I'm bound to be pretty tuckered out by the time I get home and fold all that laundry, put all the groceries away, and get all settled. Auction today. Interesting. Wonder what they're auctioning. This part of the road here goes through the formal Tyson Wash, and it's the low point here. You see those cars ahead of us in that little dip. That is actually Tyson Wash, and the pickup truck on the right here is actually in the wash, and when there's a storm or something, it comes right through. Well, he's above it a little bit. We just passed it. It looks like the freaking when there's a storm, it looks like the Colorado River, and of course this road is totally closed. Well, I was thinking we'd easily get a parking spot here today, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe a little tougher than I anticipated. Oh, there's a spot right there. Somebody's coming out of a spot. They're We're kind of in front of a parking space there. Can I get in there okay? No, that's a little too small. I'm not going to try that. Too small. I'll block somebody in. I think I'm going to get lucky here. There's a fire hydrant on that one. That's no good. That's no good there. How about here on the left? We got something on the left here, maybe. We might. Isn't that funny? I had better luck during the peak, didn't I? Is there a spot right here? I think there's a spot right here. Yeah, there's a spot right here. All right, I'll be right back. Well, hey guys, I'm back. I got my Mean magazine. Here's what it looks like. Check this out. Look at this. I get the same thing every time. I was said to Maggie, I don't know why I bothered looking at the menu. I get the same thing every time. It's bacon, tomato, and avocado on sourdough with Swiss cheese. It's so delicious. I wish you could smell it. It's amazing. So this is going to be it for today. As always, I'm so grateful for you watching my stuff, my videos here, and your interest. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.